Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is MichelleAna. If you're here for the first time, welcome. If you have already been subscribed and you already know who I am, welcome back, family. Today I'm going to be talking about confidence. Actually, the whole month of July I'm going to be talking about confidence. I was just trying to figure out, or I was sitting with God, I was trying to figure out what to talk about as a whole this month. And the words like supernatural confidence kept popping into my mind, to the point where one night I literally couldn't sleep, and I kind of drafted up a bunch of things that I wanted to talk about as it pertains to confidence. As you can tell, I'm like super excited. And so I started talking about confidence a little bit on my Instagram. If you don't follow me, I'm at loveMichelleAna, and I just started dropping some gems that I have learned in my own walk with confidence. And so I'm going to be looking at my phone because I have some notes here. And so today I'm going to be talking about life after heartbreak and growing in your self-confidence. So if you're interested in that topic, just keep on watching. All right, so just for starters, one of the things that I've learned about confidence and just self-confidence is that it has never had anything to do with external enhancements, although those are all amazing. You know, getting your hair done, your nails done, those things kind of make you feel good on a surface level. But it was never the external enhancements or showing up with the latest trend or whatever. It was always the internal affirmations and the things that I believed about myself that helped me to boldly show up and confidently show up in the arenas that I needed to truly show up, and it really mattered. Your life always matters to God, but He's trying to get you to understand who you are and for you to become the best version of you. And for you to do that, for you to show up and do the things that He's called you to do, and as your best self, you have to understand the value that you carry within yourself. But you're not going to understand that if you allow the opinions of others, or even the perception of others of you, to kind of like damage how you see yourself, right? And so the other day, like I said, I started talking about confidence on my Instagram, and this topic is just so like near and dear to me because I think a lot of you guys found me after sharing the heartbreak of losing a spouse, right? And I think one of the main questions that I get all the time is like, how did you come back from that? Like, what did you do? Like, what was life for you? How did you even how are you even able to show up? And the truth of the matter is, yes, it took time, but it took me getting my hands dirty in the healing process and trying to figure out what worked for me, what didn't work for me, what helped me in my walk to wholeness again, in my walk from brokenness to really understanding who I was and who God saw me to be. As someone who got married very young and then widowed very young, I had to unlearn a lot of things in my singleness again, right? I call it singleness again because obviously I'm single again. And I just felt like there were things about myself that I didn't know before that I know now. And it makes me happy to understand and to have that revelation, because then it helps me to show up for you guys and show up for my assignment and for all the things and come for every single thing that I ever wanted out of life. And I want to live a full life. Like, I want to live a joy-filled life. Now, granted, life ain't always gonna be perfect, and just because you're watching this video and I have overcome some heartbreak and maybe you're overcoming some heartbreak doesn't mean that heartbreak, like, all of a sudden we're disqualified from experiencing heartbreak. No, unfortunately, we're in this world, so we're going to experience certain levels of heartbreak. And I'm talking about all types of heartbreak. I'm not talking about just the heartbreak of losing someone, but maybe even the loss of a relationship, the loss of a job, just being heartbroken from those things. And I think that for me, I had to understand what I brought to the table. If I didn't understand what I brought to the table in these last like 3-4 years, I would have lost myself in the trying to just figure out what just happened in my life. Like, what in the world just happened? And not really doing the work to have the desire to show up as the person that I knew I could be. And I didn't even know that person was on the inside of me until I did that soul work to really kind of dig through what confidence even means. Why is that even important to me? And why do I need it? Period. Right? And it is important. You need to believe in you and have a belief system of yourself that you are literally worth doing the work, the heart work, the soul work, to be the person that you know on the inside of you that you can be. And so here's some things that I shared on Instagram, and I'm gonna elaborate on each one. But I said, in order to grow in confidence, it means that I literally needed to understand that it wasn't about perfection, right? It was never about perfection. That was never the goal, but rather understanding who I was, who I am, right? And what I bring to the table by simply being myself. Here's the thing. Some people are going to be uncomfortable with you because it's outside of their box. It's outside of the realm of their comfort zone. And so people are going to most definitely be uncomfortable with you. But that doesn't matter. That's okay. Because guess what? You are allowing yourself to become the person that God has designed you to be. Not to be them or so-and-so and what so-and-so wants you to show up as. That's not the point here. You have to believe in you. And so here are some of the things that I have told myself throughout these, I wish I told myself these my whole life, but we live and we learn. But now I feel like I have reached a level of confidence because not only am I working on my body and working out every day and feeding myself good food and taking care of myself and resting, and my life is not perfect. There are things that I am working on, and I am flawed as well. But what I want to say to you guys is that yes, it takes the surface level work. When you work out, you feel really good about yourself, especially when you start fitting in that really cute dress, or you start seeing your arms and you're like, oh man, like I got some arms, and so it helps your confidence, and it definitely boosts your confidence to a level of being able to show up purely and with joy and wholeheartedly and have like this energy about life that can't nobody take away from you because you cultivated it, not them. You did the work, you cultivated it, and it makes it so much more special. So throughout these years, I have told myself interchangeably these 4 things. Actually, a healed soul is a beautiful one. I don't care if you're a male or a female, whatever. A healed soul is a beautiful one. And I always tell people this, and I actually talk about it in my soul scribing sessions. Healing is not linear. So I don't want to say I hate to break it to you, but actually I feel like this is giving you grace, allowing yourself to tap into a grace to understand that healing is not going to happen in one way. It's so messy, y'all. Like, it is so messy. And I think that a lot of us have bought into this idea that healing is this whimsical, like, oh, I'm gonna heal. No, like, it's gonna be weeping, it's gonna be frustration, it's gonna be filled with a lot of just like doing the work to really heal. But a beautiful soul, once you just really start doing that work and continuously do that work, you're going to literally experience a healed soul. And because you are experiencing a healed soul, you become a beautiful human being. Not perfect, but definitely experience levels of beauty that you've never ever experienced ever before. Another thing I say is that some days you won't feel your best, and that's okay. The moment you understand that not every day you're gonna feel like showing up, but don't stay in your feelings. This is something that I first and foremost have to always tell myself. Get out of your feelings. Yes, you feel this way, but get out. And I don't mean like not processing your feelings, right? Yes, process your feelings, process where you are, but you know when you're in your feelings versus when you are processing something out of you. When you're in your feelings, okay, feel your feels, but sis, bro, like, you need to like do the work, right? Don't allow your feelings to deter you from the work that you have to do in yourself and for others, right? So that's another one. Another one is honor your process, but know that there is beauty at every level. A lot of us feel like we're so far away from God. We're so disconnected from our identity. We're so disconnected from who we are and what our purpose is and like all these different things. I just realized that my AC is on, and hopefully that's not messing up with the sound. Actually, let me go ahead and turn it off. Yeah, hopefully that didn't mess with the audio, because I'm not doing that all over again. Some of us feel like we're so far away from God and so disconnected from our identity that we feel like, you know what, I'm already disqualified. Like, you know what, never mind. Like, it's just not gonna work. But if you just honor at every level where you are, hey, maybe you're someone who used to cuss all the time, and maybe now you just cuss a little less. That's a process, y'all. Like, you don't understand how much I have learned, like in my adulthood, the past few years about God's grace, and not even God's grace, the process of undoing and the process of cleansing things out of me, unhealthy, toxic habits and belief systems that have nothing to do with who I am in Christ and everything to do with who He wants me to believe who I am. It's all about that. None of those extra things matter. It's all about it's about Him getting us to understand who we are in Him. And that has everything to do with us doing the work to show up confidently, right? And so we have to honor in that process, honor and know that every point in that process to becoming a more confident version of yourself is literally one that is necessary. It's not like, oh, we're just going to skip this because no, I'm not going to deal with that right now. Like, no, we're going to deal with this right now because that lesson, that growing pain is needed for the next level of assignment, for your next elevation, for whatever it is that's coming up next in your life. Because I don't know all y'all, I don't know what's going on in your life, but whatever is next, it's necessary for you to experience the growing pains in this season right now. Another thing that I tell myself is tapping into your confidence unlocks new levels of focus that allow you to walk in your assignment. Whoa, this right here. Let me tell you something. The moment that I was starting to begin to understand who I was, I saw Jesus all up inside of me, in my life, in my mind, in everything. And I was like, oh my God, like Christ literally lives on the inside of me. Like He literally took His time. I could literally weep thinking about that. The author of life, the one who created the heavens and the earth and the universe, took His time to design you. That blows my mind. I'm sorry. No, I'm not sorry. But like, it's just so good to me. Like, you know, and so when we are able to unlock new levels of confidence, we unlock this like laser focus, vision and laser focus capability to do the work that we need to do. And I'm not just talking about striving and working. I'm not talking about that. I'm simply talking about confidently showing up for your family, for your spouse, for all of the endeavors that you have, the desires of your heart, the things that God has placed on the inside of you. This takes work and time, but I feel like at the very least, you should understand and know who took the time to design you. And we're literally made in His image. I just need y'all to take that all in, like literally. The last thing is make the decision that you want to live a better life. And that means confidently free falling into faith. I know that free falling into faith part probably has a lot of you shook because you like to be in control. You like to know what's next. You like to plan ahead every single detail. We're not going to know all the details. We're just not. And I've kind of just gotten over that, because at the end of the day, sometimes I'm like, oh my God, no, like this, I got this. Like, I got this, God. Like, I think I know what I'm doing here. And he will tear that thing up and be like, oh, so you thought you knew what you were doing? Actually, no. You know, and that's how I have felt like my life has been, like all of my life, but specifically the last 4 to 5 years. God has completely dismantled so many things and a lot of ideologies. And I started to begin to understand who I was and who he designed me to be. We're not the same. But if I didn't confidently show up in my posts or where God assigned me to be, we wouldn't even be having this conversation right now. You wouldn't be watching this video right now. And not to say that it took this video for you to finally understand confidence, because we're going to get into it. We're going to break a lot of things down. And so, but I just feel like for you to understand that concept of showing up, you need to understand that it took me work to show up too. And yes, I experienced heartbreak, but I think it's so important to acknowledge that heartbreak without focus, or heartbreak without a direction, is just going to literally be, it's just going to happen because it happened and not have a reason behind it. But when we see heartbreak as having a purpose, it then has direction to allow us to recognize that we are growing from that. We are learning from that. And there was purpose in that. Don't allow your perception of your heartbreak, or the things that you thought you lost and that you were disappointed in. I just did a video about disappointment, if you guys want to watch that. Don't allow that to go to waste, because God doesn't want it to go to waste. He doesn't waste anything. No pain, no destruction, no sin. He doesn't waste anything. He literally uses it all. And that's what I'm trying to get you guys to understand, that after heartbreak, yes, there is life after heartbreak. Yes, there is things that hurt. There are things that have hurt us. But the moment you understand that all of those things have a direction and have a way of molding us to show up in the way that we're supposed to show up, that's when we can literally tap into this new level of confidence, no matter what level we are in our healing process, but we're able to show up in such a beautiful way. And honestly, like at the end of the day, life does get better. Life does move forward after heartbreak. That will not be the period in your life. Your life does not end there because someone decided to walk out of your life, or someone decided to betray you, or someone decided to do you wrong. Like, life doesn't end there. And I know it's so tender, and I know that the reality of being in that moment sucks. Just, there's no other way to say it. But know that at the level that you are throwing yourself, that you are free falling into this healing journey, into this faith journey, know that God is so on the other side, during, before. He's seen it all. The thing is that we all have a free will, and we all get the opportunity to decide what we're going to do with the rest of our lives. And as much as those decisions affect us because others decide to do what they want to do, we have to now relinquish the right to be right, relinquish our control of what control we thought we had in our lives, and know that God is literally designing a beautiful life for us on the other side and during this healing process. So confidently know that. Show up in confidence, guys. If there are certain things that you guys have endured or after heartbreak that have actually helped you into building your confidence, please put it in the comment section below. I know I talked about more of the soul things. Y'all know I'm a soul person. I love to talk about the deep stuff. But also surface level things have helped me too. And I know I mentioned and sprinkled through the video of some of the things that I have enjoyed doing and really, really helped me, have helped build my confidence after experiencing certain levels of heartbreak. And so I hope that this video does shed some light to that you too can be and feel confident after heartbreak. You too will also experience that level of confidence again, so that you can show up and be the person that God has called you to be. Because guess what? You're looking at somebody who God has taken from pieces to now literally putting everything strategically together to be a symbol of restoration. And so I really hope that this video will help you to grow in your confidence. Maybe you want to share this with somebody who has experienced heartbreak and they're trying to grow their confidence. They should stay tuned for the month of July. So if you guys are interested in the month of July's topic, supernatural confidence, definitely subscribe so that you guys can get a notification that a video is live. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you guys in my next video.